Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of F1 2019 Career Mode. Today we're going to be doing episode number 3. Now first of all, big thanks to Milosevic. Turns out, if you remember back to episode 2 or episode 1, that the graphics weren't very good. Now it turns out it was using the wrong graphics card. It was using the graphics card that's attached to the RAM as opposed to the independent graphics card, which of course which completely can handle the game. So yes, big thanks to him. And that also gives us if we go back into game options now, once the game is restarted, and you can see there it's now set to 10, the 1080 thing, and everything now is on ultra high, so there should be no more graphical issues apart from the glitches. We'll get onto that later. Now also another thing I want to point out about this game, if you want to load your career, because I was doing the career, you don't just select I want to go straight into here from this screen to load, but no, I have to come out of here, out of the load career, and then click continue career. It's a pain in the backside, Cody. Sort it out. They won't do it, so that would be something for F1 2020. But yes, last time out it wasn't completely. It was actually a little bit disastrous for us. On we go, and I think, oh, first lap. Let's see how we go. Oh dear. We're slower than Kubica. Help! Send help.
The worst qualifying performances I've ever seen. The only way is up from here, hopefully.
We're not longer. Next up, down turn 2, we do come up to you, and that's the however we go a little bit too deep, a little bit of a tyre bang, my fault, apologies to Gio there, but we do eventually get there. Unfortunately Norris goes ahead of him as well. So yes, here's a replay. We go a little bit too deep, but we do get him back. We do not enough to go back. We do tyre bang and then sort of go around the outside, which unfortunately loses that thing. And then of course Norris wears an idiot and try to take us down the inside. That's not going to happen really. So yes, today can only get better. Obviously we load the AI for the first episode, for the first race. I think we can start to build up on this now, especially after thing. But first of all, we have to deal with the fact that the Sashi department hate me, because I told them that the understeer was complete. Oh, excuse me. Yes, the temperature may have lowered here on the south coast. The breeze is up, but I've still got a bit of hay fever and a cold, so apologies for that.
Bahrain qualifying is nearly upon us, and the drivers look as if they're all geared up to go. I expect we'll be getting underway very shortly. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on in the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Hope you're sitting comfortably, mate. We've got a sensor issue, and we're going to be stuck here for a while as we fix it.
Okay, so sensor fault. Unfortunately, we can't go out. So while we wait for the sensor to fix, I've got a little bit of a top tip. If you're a little bit shit like me, one of the great things about good fuel saving. So you saw there that I went a little bit, just basically go a little bit slower. If you're a little bit bad on the fuel saving, make sure you get the good lap time, and then just literally lift off into the last corner, and you'll reduce the time, because you only need to be green. You don't need to be a second a lap faster.
There's only a few cars out on track. We should consider getting out there.
We can't get out there, Jeff. There's a sensor fault, you idiot. But yes, as I was saying before I was interrupted, I mean, why not? Just literally lift off, and you should see the time. As long as you got the time in the bank, you should see that you can be able to score green perfect time as Giovanazzi's not going to get out of our way.
Okay, you have winged.
What is he doing?
Major performance impact unless you box for a new one.
He's ruined our quali lap. I mean, it wasn't a great quali lap, but it was been a banker, definitely. He turns in. Why are you turning in? You do not need to turn in to us at that point. Straighten the car up. Anyway, I'm going to take you through a noob's lap of Bahrain. So literally out to turn 1. Make sure you don't understeer here, because the understeer is really bad on this game, as we already know. Don't try and don't go wide on that bit, otherwise you will lose time. DRS open as early as possible, of course. Into this one again. This is another one where you can understeer wide. Make sure that you don't run onto that rumble strip, otherwise you will lose time. You can cut the curb there. Wouldn't cut that outside one or that one. You can run wide there, but you might lose a fraction of a second. Down to this one is another one where you can go understeering wide, which you don't really want to do. Probably a flashback will probably need it. This one has always been a trouble for pad users, and it's just even worse on 2019. You will go understeering to Narnia and back in that corner. This corner, after the DRS straight, there shouldn't really be a DRS straight, is alright. And actually this corner is actually okay for the understeer this year. It's only if you really make a mistake. A little bit understeer there. We do get on the curbing, lose slightly a fraction of time coming out of that corner, which is not what I want to do. Moving up to the final corner, which you don't want to take any of the curbing. You can run wide, but it's not advisory to, because there is a lot of traction, and in the end we come across the line of P5.
Good work.
Is that it, Jeff? Good work. Nothing else? No? Okay. P5 ahead, the 2 Red Bulls. Only behind the 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes. Ricardo is only 8th, 4/10 separating us. So we will up the AI difficulty to 80 for this race. Robert Kubica's last. George Russell, they need to fix the Williams performance in this game. And
amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Oh, I'm definitely happy with that.
It's been a great qualifying session for you. Are you going to carry that momentum into the race?
We hope so. That although with the increase in the AI, we will have to see how we get on.
Reliability issues sorted out before qualifying?
Well, there was only an issue with the but we're working as fast as we can.
Appreciate your time.
I don't understand why we got rep decrease there, but there we go. So yes, we'll also beat Ricardo, so that gives us some little bit of points in the rivalry. But yes.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
Yes, and there's another person who's just thrilled with that P5. At 32 points is not going to happen. It was really hard. I couldn't adjust that. Anyway, it's time for the race. Today is Bahrain Grand Prix.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Bahrain has showed us many times in the past, though, Anthony Davidson, that a good strategy will only take you so far. Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Renault and Verstappen, Butler, Ricciardo, Weber and Lando Norris, Grosjean, Perez, George Russell and Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Albon, Lance Stroll and Carlos Sainz. Raikkonen and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, watch out at the race start. There will be faster cars trying to get past. See if you can hold them off.
So yes, down to the grid now. Race strategy is a 2-stop. Going from soft to 2 sets of softs and 1 set of mediums to finish off. I did think about trying to switch it about, but it was actually quick. It was actually quicker to use softs at the end. Careful not to select the far. I think the default for this year's game is putting you on the putting you on the slower strategy. Don't quote me on that, but if you guys could check and let me know in the comments below. I think the default is for this strategy, strategy, because I didn't change it for the next episode of career mode, and I think we went on to the default strategy, the longer strategy, although it was only a 2-stop, as we've got a nice old glitch from 2018. It's the glitch where you press OK, I want to race, and then we get left here for about 1,000 years. Yeah, it's just why I've been left here. Yes, as I was saying, if you can tell me for sure if you spotted it in your something to keep an eye on in your career mode, if you spot it, and let me know in the comments below. But yes, I think the default is to go on to the longer strategy, even though that we have the option. We should have the default, of course, in previous games is be the faster strategy. But now maybe, I don't know, maybe they're thinking about going for the soft medium rather than soft medium. Of course, there has been some weird and wacky games. Oh, there we go. It has given us the pause menu now. So I'll just move back. Let's go. 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Go! And it's a shocking start up to turn 1, and 2 Red Bulls went past. Weber tried to go past as well. He is actually going to go past former teammate. Sergio Perez now will be the next person to have a look at us, as we dropped to P8, 3 places on the opening lap already. Perez is going to have DRS. He's not going to have DRS. He's going to have that Mercedes engine to power. He's going to have a look at us, but nothing really doing. And really, up ahead, Weber's now having a go at his former rival, the man that he had a fight with in Formula 2, Devon Butler, and Butler now is going to lose out now to his teammate Max Verstappen as Weber moves ahead of both of them. And in case you're wondering, behind us as well, we have, thanks to George Russell, who is causing a thing, but Butler now comes back on lap 5 on Verstappen, and down the inside locks up though Butler, but Weber still made ahead of those two. And we of course got Grosjean now ahead of us. He's on the medium, so he's going to do the one stop. Interesting to see where he comes out, whether or not the one stop works. He can gain a lot of positions this afternoon. Onto another set of the soft tyres, and out we come into P20, last place on the grid. Stroll has had some sort of incident, and he's down into P19 behind a long way behind Kubica. So that's a long afternoon for Lawrence Stroll. His daddy might not be happy with him about that. Just moving to the front of the grid, we have Valtteri Bottas is leading ahead of the two obviously the two Ferraris, two Mercedes, and it's the two Red Bulls. And then, as I was coming out to P8, Ricciardo and Norris somehow decided they'd teleport out of the pit lane onto the main straight. I mean, we've caught up to Lance Stroll eventually in the Racing Point, the other Racing Point car, down the inside and up into P17, but I don't get why Ricciardo and Norris were doing that. Now, one person who is going to come out the pits the normal way is Max Verstappen, and we can see clearly that the undercut is working this afternoon, because we go around the outside of Verstappen into turn 1 up to turn 2 and move up into P16 ahead of the Red Bull drivers. So Red Bull not having a good afternoon. Here's a replay as Verstappen comes around the outside the pits. He takes the curb, which loses some of his momentum on those cold, well, I won't say them cold, but they're fresh, soft tyres. Moving to lap 10 now, I'm afraid that the same couldn't be said for Devon Butler, who unfortunately, although we try and understeer around the outside of him, we don't manage to get the move done on him and move up. But this is what is causing a queue up ahead, is the fact there's a Williams in 3rd place. George Russell is in 3rd. I don't think we'll ever see Williams. And our race leader, by the way, is in fact Romain Grosjean from Valtteri Bottas. So, and then Russell is back in 3rd. So there's a huge train ahead that we are coming onto the back ahead. Back of this train is Robert Kubica, who's in 12th place. We're going to have a look at Kubica now, considering the fact the downforce is so shoddy on that car. I'm surprised they can keep it in a straight line, but we go down the inside up into P12. Next up is Devon Butler in the Red Bull, and of course the Danny Kvyat, a couple of torpedoes down the inside of both of them and up into P10. Sure, Kvyat will be ordered out of the way of Butler. Once again, something has happened. Virtual safety cars being deployed. There was a yellow flag on the main straight. There's also something going on here. Rudy's bunching up because Alexander Albon has got a couple of cars got past Russell, like Albon and Giovinazzi, and a couple of Mercedes, Ferraris, etc. But Albon has retired, and another person to get reset from the pits to the main straight is Lance Stroll in the Racing Point car. I mean, he was already last. That pretty much confirms that he is right at the back. But Albon is the man who's pulled out of the race with some mechanical failure. Now moving to lap 13, virtual safety cars ended. Charles Leclerc is sending the fast lap of the Grand Prix. A lot of cars are coming into the pits. As Weber is now going to attack Sebastian Vettel, who may have contact, Butler's going to go, and we're going to dive on all three of them and move up into P4. Very good. Here's a replay. Butler sort of had a go at us, but then really went down the inside of Weber, and I think Weber is going to maintain the position on Vettel. Yes, he does. So ourselves in 4th, Weber in 5th, Vettel down to 6th. As Valtteri Bottas continues to lead this Grand Prix, is dominating this Grand Prix now, thanks to those back markers being in the position. No, he's not anymore, because Bottas is out of the race with engine failure. That moves us up into P3. Weber wants his podium, and so does Vettel. They all want this podium. Butler, I think, probably wants his podium. We're coming into the pits at the end of this lap. We've got Ricciardo not far away with Verstappen, and then of course we've got other people who are going on the one stop this afternoon. So into the pits we come, down to P8. Perez goes past. He's going to the end of the Grand Prix. Grosjean also goes past. He's going to the end of the Grand Prix. We should come out ahead of Russell and Giovinazzi, who are having a bit of a squabble, who are also holding up the rest of the grid. The lower cars such as the Raikkonen, the other Alfa Romeos, and Toro Rosso, and Willie, and of course Russell, Kubica at the back of that, with Stroll about 15 million light years behind, but coming out in P11. So we've got work to do. We want to catch up. Whenever he makes that pit stop, we come out into P7. A couple more people have yet to make their stop. We have got Sebastian Vettel right up our trumpet now. We need to defend from him. So yes, Sergio Perez leads the Grand Prix now. He did soft and hards, followed by Romain Grosjean, who is now holding up Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Both of them have got DRS. Moving to lap 20 now. Finally, they're going to go 3 wide down to turn 1. Leclerc has got enough on Hamilton and is going to move up to what will be P2. Or if he can make this stick, yes, he can. And Hamilton will be down into P3. Grosjean is not wanting to give up on a podium. He's going to have DRS on Hamilton. Looks to the inside, but nothing doing. Mercedes is the better of the racecraft, and Hamilton hangs on for P3. And of course, they both go on to overtake Perez. So yes, we have really moved to the last lap. Unfortunately, Devon Butler has caught us up and is trying to overtake us, which means we have to defend from him, which has cost us a little bit of time in catching Grosjean. And that unfortunately means we are not going to actually catch Grosjean in this Grand Prix. So yes, although we are going to have DRS, it's not going to be enough, and we're going to settle for what will be P5, our first points of the season. Nothing from Jeff there. Classic.
Racing Point deserved a win today, and they got it. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think we'll chalk this one up to a deft touch on the brake pedal. That's allowed them to challenge down the inside into the braking zones, and ultimately, if you do that often enough, you end up winning the race. It was great to watch as well though, wasn't it? Forget strategy, forget tyre management. Who doesn't love a good old-fashioned scrap?
The Racing Point team will be very happy with today's performance and the final result. Another display of excellent driving and excellent teamwork, and a well-deserved first-place finish.